In terms of new initiatives, we are basically on two fronts, right? On the product front, where we at the TFWA are launching Davidoff Yamasa, which is a new line, 100% homegrown, so to speak, a new area of tobacco growing in the Dominican Republic, where we have exclusivity, where we for the first time is able to do a wrapper of our own in that area. So that's a big initiative in the discovery pillar of our Davidoff brand. That's important. Secondly, we are, of course, for the Asian community in particular, we are pre-presenting here the Year of the Rooster, the next Chinese zodiac sign that we will be launching in January ahead of Chinese New Year. And we also launching Royal Release, which is a revamp of the Royal line of Davidoff, where we're basically getting very much into the luxury and the premium segment with cigars just around $100 a piece. So it's a very, very premium end. And on the non-product side, so more on the retail side, the new initiatives are essentially to try and continue the journey in terms of delivering more experience at point of sale. So the booth is featuring also an opportunity to walk through a discovery walk where you sense and smell and feel and touch, which is something that we are hoping to be able also to roll out at airports as promotional activities at some point. Our walk-in humidors have been performing extremely well. That has obviously been our biggest investments in the past few years. We have, since we last met, we have opened a few more in Frankfurt Airport, in Singapore Airport, and it's doing very, very well, and we're having a few in the pipeline for next year. It's clearly delivering what we thought it would, obviously a great boost to the Davidoff brand itself, but more importantly from an operator perspective, also giving new energy to the overall category of cigars.
One of the topics that clearly represents a big opportunity is the whole topic of omni-channel and how to look at travel retail as a specific opportunity, but also travel retail as a part of the bigger puzzle when it comes to the possibilities of integrating and you know, the value that digital obviously is playing more and more in terms of communicating, connecting. And there is for sure tremendous opportunities that some few are starting to see that we can use more in the future. So that is something that is for sure on our paper as an opportunity to address in the future. And it relates very much also to the topic of the sensorial piece, so the self-discovery, that we want to offer that experience more, and then specifically also for a millennium consumer, which clearly shops very differently than I do personally, for example. So that is definitely a big future opportunity for travel retail and cigars. Well, one challenge we've clearly seen is obviously that the slowdown of the Chinese traveler also in the sense of spendings has continued to negatively affect the industry overall. So as we've heard it yesterday also at the conference, quite some challenging times we had since last year. Then another point I would say that clearly represents a challenge is specifically in Europe, the TPD2 directive that is implemented in the domestic market obviously also affects global travel retail. So a lot of complexity that's been added basically for us to prepare for that. And I would say these are the two key challenges I would name.
And I would say overall, also from a commercial perspective, the challenge obviously remains that cigars is a very, very, very small category. So the whole discussion and dialogue about what it actually means, that is maybe small in its own right, but because the cigar customer is a very high spender, it is important to get that message across, that to operators and to retailers in the airport environment, that they understand that, you know, this is a big shopper in fragrance and chocolate and luxury goods and spirits in particular. So that I think we have made some progress in that dialogue, but it continues to be a challenge. We have made progress exactly because of the walk-in humidors we were talking about before, because we can demonstrate that a category can actually grow. And if we look at the conference numbers from yesterday, overall tobacco last year, or the first 6 months of this year were down 7%, right? And we are up 13%, so we are doing something right in trying to get that get that message across. And that's a challenge, but it's a positive one, but it's certainly one we need to continue to work on.